The Simple Path to God, discovering the way back to authentic faith. Father Spiridon Bailey is a priest of the Diocese of Great Britain and Western Europe of the Russian Orthodox Church outside of Russia, serving in England and Ireland. On this video podcast, he applies the teaching of the Church Fathers to modern life with reference to the Sunday Gospels. Here now is Father Spiridon.
Here in the United Kingdom, there's been some surprise certainly expressed in our media at the level of reaction at the death of Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh. And it's rather ironic that the BBC should have made so much of Prince Philip's death, because for many people it would seem Prince Philip's passing marks the end of an era, but the end also of a way of life, an old world, because the BBC is promoting a new order, a new morality, a new ethical set of standards. And Prince Philip did not fit into this new order. I'm nearly 60 and I can of course never remember a time when he didn't fit into our social order. And this is the way it is for the majority of people in the United Kingdom now. This old way of life seems to have now gone. A life that he represented. Now of course there's a certain psychology at play here too, that someone we've seen so often whose face is very familiar to us, we begin to imagine that we know that person when really we don't. They're a stranger to us. And yet beyond that psychology there is a level of genuine feeling for his death that seems more than just this one member of the royal family. Now this is not to in any way canonize the memory of Prince Philip. Certainly the Freemasons this week released a document claiming that Prince Philip became a Freemason at the age of 31 and continued to practice his Freemasonry throughout his life. Whether this is true or not, I don't know. And it's not for me to judge. Certainly I would not believe a word that is uttered officially by the Freemasons. It may be true. Anyone who is a Freemason, I may say, must repent. If you do not repent of Freemasonry, when you take Holy Communion you risk eating and drinking damnation on you. Freemasonry is completely at odds with orthodoxy. It is rejected by the Church. But Prince Philip's death has also prompted many people to reflect a little on their own death. We are all consciously aware that we will die, but engaging with that truly is a different matter. When I turned 50, someone said to me, "You realize the trees that will be turned into your coffin are probably now growing." That's how close death becomes as we grow older. And this must encourage us to recognize the reality of our death. Because though every one of us shares death, we die differently, of course. Some will be dying painfully, some without pain, some suddenly, out of the blue, some after a long, prolonged illness. But we all die. It is a common experience in itself, and we define, we shape the way we die in its true nature, beyond the external physical way we die. The way we live determines the nature of our death. For every one of us, our death may become a means of glorifying God. Certainly the martyrs, we see in them an offering of their life to God in sacrifice. And every one of us is called to live out a living martyrdom, an offering of ourselves, an offering of our life to God, putting to death the old man. Death can only rob us if we cling to the things of this world. When our hearts attach themselves so deeply to the things of this world, death is a threat. But when we long only for the things of the kingdom of God, death from this world can take nothing from us. St. Gregory the Great says to us, unless we put the old man to death, then we cannot draw close to Christ who is life, life in its fullness, eternal life. We must put that man to death, cut off our attachments to the passions, to the pleasures, to the sins of this world, turn our backs on the short-term things of this life, look to the eternal kingdom. Father Seraphim Rose says to us, our true home is in heaven. Everything that we do in this world is really just wanderings on our journey back to God, our journey back to that true home. So let us let go, let us turn our backs, let us repent, put to death the old man, and let our deaths be to the glory of God.
The Simple Path to God, discovering the way back to authentic faith. Father Spiridon Bailey is the author of several books, including Orthodoxy and the Kingdom of Satan and Journey to Mount Athos. You can email Father Spiridon at simplepath@ancientfaith.com. That's simplepath@ancientfaith.com. This has been a listener-supported presentation of Ancient Faith Radio.